Master for Ruinous Paths, Jen here. I wanted to say that unfortunately, due to a technical error, Session 34's audio was corrupted, and as such, a lot of it got essentially. It became unused material. I'm very sorry. However, I have compiled a collage of what audio I could salvage. Hope you enjoy the session. But to those of us who were there to experience it, we will remember it. Other than that, thank you for watching.
For most people. How much gold did he say that was worth, by the way, again?
Like 1,000.
Ah.
1,000.
Oh, that's like
1,000
buying
years.
toothpaste for him.
Oh,
It's
okay.
nothing.
Pay it back.
Money's money. Like that is more money than I think Grimthought's ever owned at any given time.
I said we'd pay him back, and he was like, no. And I was
No.
like, okay.
I think in terms of racking up debt, that is one of the most significant ones Grimthought's ever done.
You have debt?
I mean, here's the thing. Technically speaking, we had debt when we trashed the library. That was a debt we had to repay. But I think this probably
did
tops that in
repay.
terms of raw property damage and like the amount of money it must have cost to replace it.
Yeah.
I want to go find Kiki. Because we gotta have a conversation.
Probably should. And I go to open it. Oh,
My beloved, hello.
so it's already starting.
But shouldn't we? I don't know. Anyway, your mother's going to plan the wedding. I was just going to do it tomorrow in the garden, but, no, she's like, no daughter of mine will have a shotgun wedding. So, I just gave her the reins. We don't even have to do anything. She said she'd do it for us, and I'm like, okay. Very good.
Honestly, I think it's better if you. Oh god. Sorry. I think it's better if we leave it to her.
I mean, we are going to be here for a while, so it makes sense, right?
Yes, and also I think she's a bit sad that Galen and Aigo aren't married yet, so.
You know, I got to talk to your younger brother. I think I already told you this. He is very, very insecure about himself.
Oh yes, that's probably because he had to live with the fact that his two older sisters were royal screw-ups who left the family, and now he has to do better. So I don't blame him.
To be fair, isn't anything that he could do just a step up if you two are truly the screw-ups you claim to be?
Probably, but I also became a teacher before that, and I actually did know quite a bit of things.
That is fair. I also did invite him to come to the orphanage. Maybe that will give him some worldliness. He's on the right path. He's a good one. He's nothing like your father. He also hates the bourgeoisie.
That's good to hear. Speaking of him, actually, I did want to go have a proper talk with him and Aigo about everything.
Everything?
Yes. Well, everything that they probably should know.
So not that we're getting fake married, but real married.
Well, we're actually getting married by all definition.
You know, you're not for. I didn't really think this through now, did I? But at the very least, now your father has to help with the orphanage. So that solves that little problem right off the bat. Because otherwise it would sully his good name.
Yes, and you don't have to worry about the funding of this orphanage. I can see the GM's expression right there.
Huh.
And also,
Really
another
did
thing
solve
is
all our
that
problems.
It did. And also another thing, you don't have to worry about the orphanage anymore.
What do you mean by that?
Even after you pass, I will still be here.
Oh. I never intended to die, but now that you put it that way. I don't know how long my lifespan is, if I'm being quite honest with you.
I don't think it's that much different from a human.
That's fair. Anyway, I don't intend on wearing white to this godforsaken thing. I don't know about you.
No, absolutely not.
Oh, thank God. At least we're on the same page about that. Do you want to wear the dress, or am I going to wear the dress? Or are we both going to wear dresses? Like, how is that going to work?
Well,
Neither of us?
Jen, don't worry, I have a drawing already.
Let's make a big day. Let's make a fashion show of it. Your montage. Make everybody else sit there and watch. Poor Grimthod. Oh, does he know how to get out of the corset?
You didn't show him?
No? Do you know how long it took to get those strings tight? We need to go check on Grimthod.
We probably need to check on Grimthod.
I like the idea that all of his clothes are enchanted, so he keeps trying to like rip it off, and it keeps like stitching itself back onto him.
Yeah.
It's like, get it off! Get it off!
He's trying to out-damage the regeneration on the clothes.
Oh. Just... Grimthod?
Looks at this room on fire.
Yeah. Oh, do you knock for Grimthod?
Yeah, just...
Okay. You don't immediately hear a response.
Grimthod? The knocking intensifies.
Do you want to try the door handle?
Just to open it, yeah. Just Grimthod know how to lock it.
Yeah, it's not locked. You see that Grimthod has managed to get off all of his clothes apart from the corset, and the corset has been twisted to the point that it is like basically sideways on him, and he is just like face down asleep in the bed.
Just very, very quietly, Persephone just gonna go untie the knot, loosen.
Locks on the corset.
And when you remove the corset, Grimthod immediately stops snoring. Because he can breathe properly now.
Oh no. Okay,
It's Grimthod a heavy sleeper.
Oh yeah.
Advantage.
He sleeps like the goddamn dead.
Back away slowly.
I like to think that if she had not won, the fuck when the strings just would have come up and got her in the fucking eye.
She's like, Grimthod!
Just to remind you all, it's not a good idea to sleep in a corset.
No,
Yeah.
it's really not. It's a
It's
terrible idea.
I have done it once. Never again.
Ooh, I'm gonna hope you were drunk at the time.
No. It was
Oh.
after some con.
Yeesh.
I was
By the way,
still
go
like-
ahead and check out in memes there what the wedding's gonna look like.
Oh yeah.
Oh god. Yes. Oh my god, yes.
Owns... The funniest one, none of you
Yes.
two owns a long sword.
Sword lesbians.
Yes, don't worry, I got you. I'm gonna put it in spoilers, yeah.
Sword lesbians.
See a random merchant, you can rent this fancy sword for 1 day.
Now Persephone's
Now
gonna
for the-
waddle on away to sleep.
For the traditional exchanging of the swords. I did cost him over 2,000 gold. I think this is reasonable.
Yeah.
I feel like it would make more sense to go sleep in Kiki's room if we're trying to keep up this ruse. So Persephone's just like, yes, escort me back to my beloved, please. There are a lot of people out there who would have seen me going back to my bed alone, and that would have been bad. You don't need to use your bed, correct? Good night.
Kiki sleeps on the floor.
Yeah, I mean, she don't need to lay down to sleep, or she doesn't even need to sleep, so.
Persephone just starts taking all her shit off and just like, okay, sleep, good night.
Been a bit of a detour.
Complete opposite direction. We just forgot to fucking tell him.
Whoops!
We do have ended up at a wedding of sorts. Not sure when this is all gonna wrap up.
Oh no.
Fine here, we're fine. How about you?
Yeah, let's just use all the spell slots. Well.
Aren't we gonna go see Kiki's dad and see if I can cast Remove Curse? Or are we leaving that situation up to the professionals?
I think we should do it just because, well, yes, they're a wizard, but we don't know them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely gotta vet your wizards.
Can I cast Remove Curse at a higher level, or can I only cast it at... Persephone's gonna let her hair down for once, because nothing bad is gonna happen. I'm probably not gonna have to run. Hopefully. Jesus. I gotta think about that. And just like... dress casually, and then as soon as she puts her armor on, say the command word, and is now glamorous as hell. And then she's just like, this is so goddamn useful. I never, like, anything I can imagine. And I still just am wearing armor. Just Persephone just like, yes, this question. I cannot imagine my life without her in it. At all, to be frank, and I would like to spend the rest of my life with her, as short as my life might be. We are good friends. In more ways than one. Gotta hope that I see him.
Please don't kill my wife. Future wife.
Fiancé. Persephone's like not phased by this at all. Like, yeah, this is what she went in. She's like, yes, okay. This is about what I expected. And she just kind of like smiles and goes, I would expect nothing less, darling. But I have no intention of hurting anybody in your family. Persephone casts Sending and just kind of like, Kiki, please come to your father's study. He remembers and wishes to speak with you right now. Come quickly. I love you. Do.
I'm on my way, and she excuses herself from the breakfast table.
She's kind of like there like this now, just waiting.
Now, did you summon me here to murder me, or are we going to kill someone else?
Yeah. 25.
Ow.
I see, you know everything then.
Gives the explanation.
No, because Kiki's like, I don't know if Persephone knows something from, when she wasn't here.
Persephone doesn't know anything. Persephone's just like, pretend, fake it till you make it, baby.
Well, you'd think so.
Persephone is like trying not to crack because this is a very tense moment, but like, she's just like,
Now here's the
no,
thing,
no,
you
you're
don't
not
know
do.
who the best liars are, do you? She's thinking of like, well, it would be funny.
Persephone's also like, it would be hilarious. But do we really want to bring your brother on my spiritual journey?
Yes, that's
All
what I
the
was
merrier.
wondering.
Could introduce him to Varric.
I think it will, it might do him some good.
And then we could come back and bring him home.
That is probably a very good idea. At the very least, the children will be entertained for a while.
Oh, I feel so bad for Galen already.
Oh, terrible, absolutely terrible. But we can tell your mother we can get married in a year. But
That's
that we
what I
will
suggested.
perform. Yeah. Yes, a year would work. But we can perform the ceremony, the magical ceremony. Yes, that is more what I was thinking. But we can. Mountain elves. Persephone just like stone faced, like there are mountain elves.
Some cousin shade there.
That is, I feel like the origin of all wars between dwarves and elves comes from the existence of mountain elves. Just fucking dwarves like, the fuck you doing here? This is our turf, fuck off!
You notice a dwarf draws a shotgun?
You're
Get out of
not-
my property!
You ain't from around here, boy.
It will.
Fact.
In-
Banjos are a dwarven instrument.
At the
God,
very least.
just I'm picturing the fucking DM like narrating of just like you make your way through the deep mines, and in the echoing distance you hear, ding 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 ding
Banjos.
ding 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 ding.
Make a noise, you heard
Just
something
people
in
are
the
laughing
village.
like this after they
Oh
heard the
my
word
God.
mountain elf.
Yeah,
We're all gonna die a horrible,
Yeah.
horrible death, truly.
But Persephone is just like, the wedding itself can take as long as you need to make it perfect.
Persephone, that is a dangerous thing to say to an elf. The phrase, as long as you need to make it perfect. That is a dangerous ass sentence to say to an elf.
Persephone is very
20
aware
years.
of that.
20 years.
I would say,
She
I would
passed away
probably
100 years ago.
say,
But look at the flower arrangement.
I
The
would say
centerpiece is
maybe,
perfect.
hopefully a year, if I'm being honest. As we know, my lifespan is a little bit altered compared to my loves. I want everybody at the table who heard that to just go, just cringe.
All
That's
of
just
them are
too busy
like,
telling Grimthawd
"What?"
that juice does not go in the teacup.
But it's all for drinking now, isn't it?
No, you drink this thing with this thing, this one with this one, and this one this to this one.
Seriously, if I already have a sharp knife, why do I need a blunt one?
Yeah, don't get
Butter.
Because some things need to not be cut too sharply. Like butter.
So, as for you need any help there?
I'll get to you. Now.
I was just having a nervous breakdown with table etiquette.
I think they will be ready by the night.
Wait till you have to be told how to stand properly.
Oh my god.
Mum, would you be able to spare Galen for a bit? I want to take him into the city, show him around the orphanage, leave him there for a while.
Well, it would also be beneficial for the business side since. Are you alright?
Is it because I called her mum? Is she crying because I called her mom?
Would you two idiots hug this woman already?
Just looks nervously at Kiki, like, what did I do wrong?
No, you don't drink coffee out of the pot. Put it in the cup first. In the cup.
But look, I could get more with this. Look, I could get so much in
Oh,
here.
And you can
You
pour it
just
later.
have
Put it down.
that.
Put it down.
You don't share the same cup!
Props. Props.
Oh my god.
Why do you have the coffee pot right next to your computer?
Yeah.
Actually, never mind. I will. Yeah.
By the gods, just look at me and try and copy like this. You see him fancily put the thing as fancy as possible? then you use the knife like this. Look very carefully or I'll stab your eye out with it. I wouldn't mind shooting myself with a crossbow right now, but
Nicholas Grimthrod, you just put it all in a bowl and you drink it from the bowl afterwards.
No,
Oh my
no,
God.
that's
Yep.
not fancy, you see. What you gotta do with fancy stuff is you gotta use it to construct stuff to do the fancy stuff with, see? I'm kind
No,
of
because we already have everything we need here. You just need to know what to use. That's the salt shaker. Put that down.
I'm motioning to Ash with my knife, and kind of like, yeah, all you get.
Oh my god.
he who drinks a barrel of alcohol a day, and I have better adequate than you do.
Holy.
I can feel, I can feel fucking Lupus just like slowly reaching for the flask with every passing moment.
The bread plate goes to the side. You don't eat off the bread plate.
But we're only two though. Wait, no, fuck, there's another one underneath this one. What's this here?
For the next course, that's the salad plate, and then this is the plate underneath that you used to eat the main breakfast.
But oh my god, there's one underneath that one. What the fuck? I pick up and there's a third plate. You know those kind of like setting plates that are down.
Yes.
They're basically just there for decorations. One of those as well. She's like, what? What's this one for?
Decoration. Don't eat it.
This is hilarious, though. You have to admit.
We're
It's so good.
We're killing Jess at the moment, by the way. I'm just gonna tell you that how quick look at shot.
It's like you just like lift this up. What's this? It's like that's an ashtray. Don't eat that.
But
Just
yes,
like, what's this? What's this gray black stuff? Is it tasty? No, that's an ashtray.
Oh god.
He's just sprinkling like cigarette.
No!
I don't know how
Jeez.
people get anything done all day with all this nonsense.
Yeah, it feels like it takes up like a full extra hour of your time.
You shovel it in and you go out and you get your work done.
Jen,
Well,
what-
that's
I
kind
agree
of
with
the
that
point.
sentiment. Not here.
Yeah, sorting out the accounts, you know, like coordinating, like
Oh,
stuff like that.
Actually, we could get Galen to do that. So,
We
so I don't
could
have
actually
to.
get
Yes.
Yeah, we could actually get
Like,
Galen to do that.
I know you're kind of like, oh, well, let's get him out here to have some fun, but at the same time, Boy's probably really good at this sort of shit. Exactly the thing
Yeah.
you need him for.
Kill two birds with one stone.
Then I can run my cult in peace.
Yeah. We still need to sort that out.
We do,
yeah.
but I need my
That's
brothers
future
for
S's
that.
problem.
Mm.
So-
Did you
Holy
get
shit.
anything out of your dad in regards to the stone?
Right, I
No.
forgot about that.
Yeah,
But-
because that was part of the discussion you were having with him about, like, you know, staying here and working the business and stuff like that. But like, I feel like it kind of got dropped by the wayside when his brain got melted.
I mean, he remembers everything now.
Well, I think it's one of those things where I need to come back to talk with him more. To
To increase the family in relationship.
yeah,
like
he
need-
still doesn't trust me, so he trusts my Persephone more than I. So that's saying something.
Upping that family social link.
That's because Persephone just straight up lied and was like, "Yes, I do know everything," and he was like, "I believe it."
Seems legit.
Seems legitimate. Oh,
Woof.
honey.
I don't want to know what that guy's modifiers are like.
No, I know, but like the idea is that we do the ceremony today, and then we will leave also today.
Yeah. Oh, we can do the ceremony right now then, actually.
Well, whatever Kiki's mom wants to prepare.
Oh,
She's
wait,
preparing
just
a wedding for a year from now. We're getting ceremonied right now. Nobody
wait,
needs to
just-
be here for that.
That's
Just
fair.
to note, it is only for 7 days. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yes. I know, but I don't know what we're gonna encounter. A, going to Drewford for my spiritual journey. B, going to deal with whatever is in the pits.
Yeah, I would just float out there that maybe do want to do it at the shrine in Drewford?
Ooh.
Actually,
Let's
a good idea.
let's do that.
Ooh.
Yeah, I like that better.
Full moon, preferably.
Yeah. Wait for the next full moon. Do it in front of the shrine.
We have
That
to.
works.
I also have to get some. What's the name? Mithril powers.
Yes. Yeah, you have to get your mithril sorted out.
All right.
Dan just
So-
wants to get his armor back on because he feels naked.
Yeah. Well, also he wants to get his split mail turned into full plate.
Yay! Oh, right, everyone. This is, I think, your first time, all of you being here at once.
Yeah.
They get chocolate milk once a week.
Oh.
Once a
Cool.
week. For good behavior. Roughhousing is discouraged, but we do have self-defense classes. Don't break any of them.
Oh, yeah. Gotta be careful with kids. Are we allowed to talk about some of the stuff we done? Oh, no.
Keep
You
out
can
the
turn-
gory details, but you can be as extravagant about it. They love stories.
Cool.
But just no very gory things. I wouldn't like them to not have nightmares, Grimthord.
Yeah, no worries.
Galen,
Basically,
I
don't describe any of the magic I do. Leave that out.
I can take you up to the office where all the paperwork and stuff is. If you're more comfortable doing that than hanging out with the children, it's really up to you. I don't want to impose. Let me show you where all the paperwork is. gonna take Galen away from the children. I'm gonna introduce Galen
Kiki
to
watching everyone else around the children.
yeah. I'm introducing Galen to the wonderful girl I put in charge, the young adult woman I put in charge in the interim. And I go, so you know what I talked to you about, darling? Galen is here to help. He's very kind, very sweet. You can be open and honest with him. You did not tell me her name, no. Generous, you did not tell me her name. That's why I'm just like, fuck. Yeah, that's why I'm just kind of like,
Yasna, copy.
Cool. Yasna is just wonderful and has been a great help since I've been back. Great with the children, probably knows a lot about what has been happening, so feel free to refer to her if you need assistance or anything. She's truly wonderful. And Yasna, you can be honest and open with Galen about really everything. It's preferred, actually. He's very kind and very understanding and, you know, sort of harbors some of the same belief systems that we've talked about before.
Genetics, kid. Genetics.
I just kind of nudged Galen, like, come on, introduce yourself properly. He's also here to help with the paperwork, so once you finish the tour and everything, he will be able to assist with that. I know I sort of dumped all of that on you, and I wasn't really much help with any of that.
Yeah. Grandpa's doing that thing where he's got all of the kids like piled up on him. So like, there's one that's on his shoulders, there's one's grabbed onto his arms and stuff like that, and then there's ones that have just wrapped themselves around his legs. He's just walking with them, just like, "Shake! Told you I could do it."
He just may chanting if any of the kids fall.
Ash is there too, and Lupus is there too, just to kind of like taper things out. I don't know what kind of spells Ashfall has to help in this kind of situation, but oh well, I wanted to keep the desk. I wanted to keep the desk there just with, you know, the claw marks across it that Persephone did. Persephone will just fill Galen in very briefly, like, oh yes, the person I had in charge before used gold meant to help the orphans and make the orphanage and scam people into giving him more money just to make a desk a fancy fucking desk and to make everything more extravagant than it really needs to be and not actually help the kids. And Persephone, yeah, that's what I honestly, it pissed me off, and in a moment I lost my composure, and the desk is very expensive, and it was a symbol of sort of, you know, Persephone just like puts a hand on Yasna's shoulder and just gives her this look like, he's a bit stiff, but he's trying.
What's he doing? His darndest.
He's really doing his best. Excellent. This also isn't Persephone playing matchmaker a little bit. Not at all. Just trying to get this kid to like loosen up and like humble him a touch. No, it's whatever happens, happens. The introduction
I'm
has
just
been made.
saying we don't need another heartbreak in this fucking family.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Like
What we
last time
could
it
have-
happened, my sister left and tried to kill us. Well, she didn't try to kill us, but it was part of the organization that tried to kill us.
But what we could have in another year is a joint wedding.
Yeah, exactly.
Good God.
Okay.
Eric seems to know a little interdimensional spell where he pops off from time to time.
Did that last session. In the orphanage basement.
Yeah.
I feel like it would, right?
Yeah, but
Like,
a very
it's
big
made of
one.
meats?
Like,
yeah,
is it just like?
It's a pantry
It's
for
just
like,
like a
some supplies, just for the kitchen.
It's just like a
Alternatively,
small storage space.
just to float it out there, we do have a druid. There is stone shape.
Just make the basement bigger.
Just make a big basement.
Just
Just
start
make
fucking
a storm
tunneling.
shelter, basically.
Hey, Asphalt,
got a
you want to
bump.
come help expand the basement to hide all the kids? Oh, make a secret tunnel under the city to the
There
guild.
you go.
That would
Yeah.
take like way too long, probably.
Yeah.
But like we could
Yeah.
probably in the day dig enough big of a hole for the kids to stay, just in case.
We could just stone shape him into a big igloo during the fire, and then
Yeah.
Mm.
Oxygen, though, that's the only thing. I'm
Yeah, they'd
thinking.
suffocate and die.
fine.
But yeah, no,
Uh.
honestly, turning the pantry into a storm shelter sounds like a fairly solid idea. Like, again, got a month. I think
Yeah.
stay here tonight to make sure they don't make good on that part of their promise, and then over the next month we organize, like, refortifying the basement. Maybe organizing some kind of tunnel that leads at least a little distance away. Maybe not fully into the city, but a little bit distance away. And then we have both an escape route and a fortified location.
It
Yeah.
might be worth our while to float out some false loan applications. to give them the idea that we're looking for the money.
Ooh, like Persephone's like writing fake letters to Kiki's family, being like, "This is the situation."
Maybe
just drafting
even-
up fake stuff.
Maybe even have a chat with the totally not the man of plenty about organizing a payment.
God, I don't want to.
Yeah, we haven't.
That son of a bitch.
No. It's just, well, one thing the rest of us don't know about him. But
Yeah.
I do have somebody I could talk to.
Oh.
Fucking Lone Hawk.
Who's that?
Somebody who has offered funds to the person I had put in place to be in charge here. He seemed all too happy to accept the money. But we
Grimthon
would
sort of
be
like
indebted.
crosses his arms and looks perplexed for a second.
It always
Shout.
comes with a price, though.
Hang on. Let me have a think about this. You got the triad who are taking money from you. And you got this other guy who's giving money to you. And both of these are going on whilst you're not here and you're not controlling or nothing, yeah?
Exactly.
Are you sure the guy who's giving you money doesn't work for the guys who are taking money from you?
Just nods and
you-
points at Grimthought.
Why do
They
you
had
have
the
brain
symbol.
cell?
It came to Grim. When it comes to children being threatened, Persephone doesn't deal well with that on a good day. That her insight is just not there at the moment.
Tanked.
Yeah.
We don't need to actually get the money. I think we just need to look like we're searching for the money.
Yes, totally.
Because obviously they have spies everywhere.
Yeah.
And a little bit of
Mm.
disinformation on our side will be helpful.
Yeah. What's the plan then?
Alright, so we camp outside tonight, so like if something happens, we're out there and we're ready for it, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
If nothing happens tonight, we take it that they mean when they said a month, they meant a month, and then over the next month, we just sort of work to get things ready to deal with them.
I guess our ceremony plans are going to have to wait a bit.
It's alright, but something doesn't feel alright, since what my sister was saying is that they didn't. It was only the hand that had actually problems with us. I know these are
Durant
the.
said he didn't know either.
I know these are the men of the hand, but why would he use the eyes as way to threaten us? That doesn't make sense.
It really doesn't. I suppose we have to wait and see. Unless neither Durant... Well, the concerning part is Durant said we would need to meet face to face soon.
I would like to have.
And I don't know if that means all of us.
Yeah, I mean, I know, he was weird. I don't know if he's strong or if he's really weak, because he keeps running away from us.
I don't think he wants to fight us. You remember distinctly... I don't think it was Persephone who heard this. I think it was Ashfall who heard it in the cave, where it was like, this is your last chance. If you keep fucking with us, I'm not,
Yeah.
I'm not responsible. I don't think Persephone heard that.
Yeah.
I think she was busy making holy water.
Yeah, I think Ash was the only one there for that.
Actually, before we continue this conversation, do any of you can see invisible objects?
See something you can't see? Nah, don't think so.
I don't.
Yeah, but I don't see half the stuff that's actually there.
Not right now. And I don't know if Persephone, because Socks, the player, has True Seeing prepared for when I have access to that spell.
Yeah, but there's also invisibility.
Yeah, I don't think I have access to that as a cleric. Let me take a look. What level spell is that?
Second.
Yeah, it's not very high level.
No, I don't have access to it as a cleric.
If you're worried about tonight, we can always set noise traps out around the orphanage. Bells on string, that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Let's get the things we need around the town and come back.
Yeah, sounds good. Grimthought is gonna reach across and just put a hand on Persephone's shoulder. So, hey, we're gonna stop them, alright? We're not gonna let them hurt this place.
She's just like, pat, pat. I believe you.
Alright. Come on. Let's get you your shickle.
Ooh, yeah! I'm excited for that.
Alright.
Just, stress, just so much stress.
Just like we said to Grimthor when he wanted to face our Mordecai, you're not in this alone. And we will not let you face this alone.
I should hope not, since we're getting married. Just like a joke. Yeah, okay, everybody, actually, while everybody's here, we are very in love and are getting married quickly because I might die before her. This isn't just for... That is... Yes.
Yeah. You guys are mates now.
Yeah. Grimthod, you're wonderful. Turns to Lupus, Ashfall, Van. We are very in love, and that's why this is all rushed.
You don't gotta convince me.
Turns to Lupus and Ashfall. If anybody asks, we've been lovey-dovey whatever the whole goddamn time. This isn't just for the tax benefits.
Citizenship thing.
You know,
It's nothing like that.
I knew some people who were getting married for citizenships, and I'm getting some weird flashbacks right now.
Wouldn't need to. We're both Magianian. We're both native to here. We got our passports and
You
everything.
got your cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got our green cards.
Good God.
You wanna piss
I
off
feel like the
parents,
Magianian
marry
would
me
be
to scare
iridescent.
them. Oh God.
All right. Are we doing Varric or the Guildhall first? Or sorry, no, sorry, Varric or the blacksmiths first of the two.
Let's go get the monkey.
Schedule for Varric. Yeah.
I wanna get the
we should-
monkey.
We should probably inform him.
I miss
Yeah.
Onyx. Yeah, let's just be like, hey Varric, the Triad is threatening my orphanage. Ta-da!
Yeah, FYI, just throwing that there, whatever.
That's right. It's
Still-
threatening
Just
those I love and care about. Help.
Yeah. You know the children who lost their families and everything, and I'm taking care of them at my orphanage just over that way? Yeah, they threatened to burn it to the ground and kill everyone inside.
All right.
You know the
Okay,
kids that lost everything? Turns out they're going to lose more.
The only problem that I see here is that it's not the Triad that is trying to burn it, it's the Triad's men that are trying to burn it.
The bottom
They're
of the
still
pyramid scheme.
responsible for their people.
Yes, but
So
it's
by
not going to
it-
help us a lot.
No, but it's just being like, so they're aware to maybe have the guild keep some eyes on the place while we're out and about.
Yeah. Honestly, one of the things I was thinking of also sending to the old guy was just kind of like, you know, we killed your boss, right? Like,
I know.
we're the guys
Oh my
who
God.
beat him in a straight fight. You really want to fuck with us?
The fucked up part is that they are very aware of that.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
they're
hey,
still
I,
pulling this shit.
I feel like Mordecai hired same.
Yeah.
Serious cult vibe off this Mordecai thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we head over to the guild hall.
Very well. You return to the guild hall, and are you searching for Varric? Yeah.
Yes.
Varric and Varen.
And Onyx.
The names. And Onyx. The little monkey's not hard to find. You find it immediately, like by entering into the into Varric's workshop. But Varric is nowhere to be seen again.
Right,
Just-
monkey, do you know where V is?
Did he went to get hot chocolate again?
The monkey suddenly begins to just clap its hands, and you notice, like, in a few seconds, you hear from the hallway. And then, quickly afterwards, the movement slows. It goes from. And approaching in a casual, controlled, kind of like prepared manner, stepping to the side, you see Varric enter. And I don't believe I have shown you how Varric looks like.
No, actually, I
What
haven't.
then?
I didn't know we had concept art for him.
Oh no, it was
Oh!
Oh.
Boy!
I love.
No joke, he kind of looks like my dad.
The mustache.
Varric turns to the side.
I'm just gonna leave this up for a while.
That's fair. Varric turns to the side, and the little monkey just kind of like smiles as he seems to be holding what appears to be a skull with the teeth portions resembling fangs, long. The fangs are like to the sides and go all the way down, almost to the bottom part of the jaw. And as he's moving it in a glass case, and as he's moving up, he goes, "Oh, good day. Wow, welcome. Please enter into the room. I did not expect you. I thought you were. Please enter.
Oh, sure.
Grimwald
Grimwald will like lower himself down a bit. Is that an empire head?
Not just any kind of vampire head, my friend. This right here is what I have dubbed a royal bloodline vampire head, or might be a feral one, yet to be remained. These well, I've unearthed this due to some recent reports of something rather disturbing regarding the dig site that I would like to investigate.
Oh, the Empire's there.
Is it
Not.
a burial site?
What?
Is it a burial site?
Not by a long shot, no, it was a mine shaft. The latent wild magic surges that had been going on after some research that I did apparently has either stopped or been withheld because there is little to no reports of such activity anymore from that location. Instead, reports from scouts from the expedition have returned telling me that several undead have been sighted close to the entry point of the mine. And there have been reports of cattle going missing near the edges of the farmstead towards the digging site. So I decided to do some research on manners of creatures that could possibly reside there, but my research is inconclusive. The number of missing cattle is astonishingly large, which would either dictate that either an army has found themselves sitting within the mine shaft, or something worse, some kind of insatiable creature. Regardless, something to worry about, because that is the place I wanted to explore, but I'm certain it's probably nothing major. If anything, it might have been just a rabid animal that has been taking down cattle, drinking its blood for the sake of just gorging. Very probable. Not unlikely. But then again, not good.
Long story short, we left it too long, it got worse. Would a 10 on history be enough for Grimthod to recall what we perhaps encountered in a particular dump?
Oh, hell no! This is nothing similar to this. It's not.
Okay.
Well,
Because that was people going missing, and cattle is just different flesh to undead stuff.
Yes. Here's the thing. Cattle isn't people, because if the people are fine and the cattle is gone, this means something.
Dealing with fucking chupacabras.
Yeah.
I would fucking love to see a stat block for a chupacabra, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh god, that look.
But you notice that Varric seems relatively calm. If anything, just very interested in actually talking about this. But I will.
Yeah, so like, the fangs definitely be a good bit longer than what I killed before. So like, yeah, that's definitely a different type of vampire.
So my theories are correct. See, this is the problem. When you don't have actual factual evidence of vampires roaming in the realms, you don't really have a lot of information on it. We've had some previous skulls belonging to vampires, but most of the information we found was primarily, I will be honest, scams. People have sold us different skulls with just sharpened teeth. Terrible, terrible.
Yeah, I mean, when I first saw an empire, I thought that like, if you just took like my tusks and just shoved them in the top rather than...
Oh, that sounds horrific.
Look like them. No, I'd kind of look like one of them, really.
I imagine, but that would be horrible. Painful, to say the least.
Yeah, I suppose if it's just for skull, though, it doesn't matter.
Well, if you...
Because I'd be dead at that point.
It's still immoral, I would find it.
Yeah, I suppose.
Oh, yes.
Anyway, yeah, we're planning on actually heading down there in a little bit. We won't pop over to
Druford.
that's it. Yeah, that place.
Druford.
We'll pop over there first. So we're gonna pop over there real quick, and then we're gonna head over to where you were telling us to go.
Oh, yes, you said you were doing something private. Sorry, Miss Persephone. What's the matter?
It's just, how do I... Can I just, for brevity's sake, fill in our good pal Varric on everything that just fucking happened? Because I'm trying to figure out how to even, like, comprehend everything.
In the orphanage.
And not go absolutely fucking feral.
Okay, not the fact that you're married, just what happened in the orphanage.
We're not even married yet.
We're not. We're
Yeah, you're
waiting
planning
now
on it, yes.
because yeah.
Alright, so...
But just like the plan with the orphans,
Yeah.
the like creating a storm shelter, the stuff that's happening with the triad, the weird extortion that's happening, just everything, just putting everything out there, just like, you know what? Fuck it, I've got nothing left to lose at this point.
Varric is listening intently to what you're saying. He seems to be thinking. You can see the gears rapidly shifting in his head, and he says, "It's not part of my. Well, it's not. It's not really my duty to do much about it. I don't have authorization, but that is horrible, and their actions are completely and totally uncalled for. That is rude behavior, to say the least."
I fucking love Mark!
Could you please inform the magistrates to keep an eye on the place?
I will inform
the
Zarya.
guild.
That would be great. That would be lovely.
That is actually very beneficial for us, though. If they have revealed their hand, there are people that actively are hunting you down, then perhaps we might be able to even find out more about them. I have given it very little thought, but perhaps if they actually attack the orphanage in such a brazen and completely crude manner, if there are people surviving the encounter, say people weak of heart, we might be able to follow them back to their headquarters. Or we might even find more information if we just keep a couple of captives, safe for the magistratum. Now...
Or Wardigo could look into the hedge, because she's good at that.
Or that! I did not know that!
Mark, I did not know she could do that. Neat.
Van, for the past few days everything has been relatively safe, so I assign you to maintain our protection over these fine people and make sure that they are not come under harm. And this also will extend to the children of the orphanage. For the time being, of course. You don't have to do it for lifetime.
Van also did teach one of my children how to punch very well. Which is very impressive, by the way.
Yeah, that was a good punch. She really
Sadly,
went for it.
It was
I think
to another child.
Well,
But
yes.
self-defense is important.
No.
Well, it wasn't for self-defense. She just looked at that child and punched him.
Oh,
Broke his nose. It was quite actually a very good punch. Didn't even break the thumb.
Don't worry, I fixed it.
Varric turns quickly towards Van in a two-headed motion, like, that is not a good example for the children. Good teaching, I suppose, but still.
His hands weren't as clean as he liked to pretend. He had it coming.
He had
Really?
it coming. He had it coming.
I would really enjoy just discussing the child's previous behavior, but we have a few more things on our plate, including my own personal research that has been going splendidly as of late. If the triad is threatening you, you have my sincere apologies. That sounds horrible, but I mean, I know how it is with verbal threats. I haven't been threatened face to face yet. Van has been making sure that anyone who even approached the expedition hall with the intent of trying to, how do they say, grant me a new smile on the neck, was kept by a good 50 meters apart at least. Practicing a bit of a social distancing, if you may.
Social distancing.
It's very. I just figured it might give you just help with your research and looking into the triad. You know.
I mean, I don't know, unless if the triad has had ties to ancient Orcish civilizations of long gone past, or perhaps even got any relationship with the very ancient, the even more ancient vampiric incursions. Well, that would be...
Well, about that.
I mean, yeah, because the blue guy, is he the Irish?
Yes, he is the eyes.
Yeah, he woke up to one vampire that we fought, and then he sent the other one after us.
Wait.
with the
You said
dragon.
he woke up the vampire.
Yeah. 'Cause
Why
he was in
didn't you
this-
say that sooner?
Thought we did. Sorry.
There has been a lot of going on.
That
Yeah,
changes
yeah.
a lot.
Yeah, he woke up
Honestly.
one, and then he sent the other one after us with the dragon. We killed her too. And then, what was it you said? Oh yeah, the armor that we got off of Fire Marshal lot, that was from that group that fucked up the ancient orcs back in the day. Shut up. That, I guess, is that a link?
This is way worse than I thought.
Oh, okay, so it's bad. Okay.
Well, that's reassuring.
For one... Whoa, okay, one moment. He reaches to the side and there is a bit of an empty board scattered. He grabs it, puts it
my
into the
God.
wall.
Is it a murder board?
He looks at it and he kind of cracks his knuckles as he's gonna cast an illusion spell, where you see different pieces of paper begin to materialize out of illusion and just kind of seem there, like they're there. And these pieces of paper just are written notes that he has on his head, because with different little pictures to help you in general just understand what's going on, as well as the silent image spell is a very versatile illusionist spell, because it allows you to move things around as you see fit, as well as create several things within the little radius of its sphere. Great for giving a presentation, basically the PowerPoint of D&D. But
This motherfucker's mind mapping. What the fuck?
he brings up
Be Sherlock and hard.
he brings
Quite
up
literally, then.
from one of the little pieces of paper. He brings up a stone coffin. Most of the remnants of vampires we have found usually come from coffins like these. Do you recognize these? On the coffin is the visage of a person, kind of with its hands crossed, similar to the ones you found at the tomb back in.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that one. That because she had the arms and everything. Yeah.
These are magically enchanted tombs that maintain the body even after prolonged periods of time. The one thing about them is that they're magically sealed. Not anyone can just open them. To break the enchantment on these tombs is something that I have studied for my entire life. You recall the anti-magical pulse sphere that I used to help your friend Lucas right here be free of their curse?
Yeah. To get rid of the thing on him. Yeah.
Only similar magic can actually withhold the enchantments of such tombs from having the occupants from leaving them, or a royal vampire's blood is required.
Well, I don't think he used any blood. He just sort of pointed at it and then it opened.
He asked the vampire to rise.
Yeah, he did do that. He asked him. He was very
did.
polite about it.
Do you
Well, that
think
sounds even worse.
He's a vampire. Oh god, he's Durant's a fucking vampire.
Oh, didn't think about that, but he is blue. But look, the other guy wasn't blue.
Well,
I am also blue.
on the event that this is the case, then the situation is interesting, because from what I understand, that would mean the vampire is a leader of a criminal organization that is bound to want to kill you, as well as the person that we're trying to bring the magistratum for containment. So, oh dear.
Actually,
Oh goodness.
if this person is a vampire, he didn't seem to have problems with us. It was mostly Mordecai, and now his
Yeah.
men. It's not necessarily the vampire who's after us.
But like,
He could also be lying to us, which is a possibility. But
yeah, but also like, if we wanted to like put him in jail and stuff, would we not need one of them boxes?
Very probable.
We have to ask the god lady if they've got one of them.
That would be reasonably impossible. Such tombs usually are found in long abandoned burial sites or containment chambers, as we call them in the Expedition Guild. This is troublesome. If the... I'm sorry, I just caught... I apologize humbly, and the whole illusion just breaks apart. I got carried away.
Drop concentration.
I got carried away again with my own personal research. I did not mean to forgo that. You have your own.
Sure, right.
You have your own scope and objectives already laid out for yourselves. I will inform Lawkeeper Zarya to keep an eye on the orphanage. And you know what? I'll also do something about this. I think I can do something about this. He opens his spellbook.
Have I got damaging spells? Have I got a single damaging spell in here?
Sure. We do have the locations of the tombs who went earlier.
Oh,
Yeah, sure, we could like go there, grab one of them, and then like, we could just bring him there and fuck him into one of them.
That would be difficult. Usually such...
Do you think you can ask the leader or the courier section to send 6 golems to pry out that coffin?
I do not know. Okay, I kind of have to draw the line at disturbing graves. I don't draw the line at lot, but I have to draw the line there.
As much as I appreciate the thought, I'm afraid that also is not feasible. We don't have any active golems here in the guild, as of the moment. Most of them have been sent to Baraduc for a new found explorational site of a pyramid being uncovered. And the exploration process has been extremely difficult, and they have requested for additional hands.
At
Also,
the very least, we can give you the location
fucking
to
Ash
study.
destroy the coffin that we found that the first vampire was in?
He did?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did, so they couldn't recoalesce in it.
Listen, I draw the line at taking graves out of their gravesite. I understand there might be vampires in there, but that's not that's bad juju. That's such bad juju.
He kind of killed the guy in the grave twice. Twice in a...
It's different. You don't go and intentionally disturb grave sites, though.
That's more of a sealing ground to be precise, but...
Either way, it's not... You don't disturb the dead, you let them lie. If they are sealed in there and they're not going anywhere anytime soon, at the very least we can give you the location and you can go explore it, but to disturb them and take them here, that's...
Well, that is extremely rude. I agree. However...
Is it all his skulls?
However, indeed, we have in the past been found... Well, in all honesty, many of the grave sites we have been... And I apologize. Perhaps I now understand that our disposition of the guild may not have been very pleasant to you, Miss Persephone. However, for a long time we have been attempting to, for all intents and purposes, maintain and save a lot of the ancient relics and even bodies found in old, decrepit, and relatively unsafely built tombs.
But you're not resurrecting the dead.
Of course not. There's...
No. We all honestly have a problem with undead in this guild.
And in addition, we don't even... We are not Gavarian. We don't have our dead shown in museums visible for the populace to see. Or
and you're not
way worse,
disrespectful.
Yes, or way worse, have the dead labor in the fields instead of just giving those jobs to healthy, living people. That's...
Ew, God.
Wait, they do that?
Oh, yes, it's
golems.
horrible.
Yes.
Heavily against that. I don't like that at all. If someone's dead, you should just let them rest. Oh no, my case.
Let them die, let them die.
Persephone, and he gives us this, so only Persephone can hear. Should I tell him about my sister?
Not yet.
I am planning to meet her in week and a half.
I want to believe your sister has the best intentions. And I don't think betraying her at this moment will serve anybody's purpose, and it will just create more problems at this time. We can continue to feign ignorance about the heart, but we can't necessarily feign ignorance about Durant or Mordecai.
I have a feeling either not Mordecai, Durant has brainwashed him, or what if the man of plenty works for them? What if she has forgotten things and is doing something she doesn't even realize? Like, what if she has lost the sight of herself?
I think I can help with that. I just need Corey. I have the means, but I cannot access that pot.
We'll get to Corey before we get to my sister.
Yeah.
Now, I will be honest. For the time being, I will keep an eye on your orphanage in my spare time. Just as long as you're gone for the time being. I have already sent a message to Lucky Bazaria as we were speaking, and I have gotten a response. It will be kept to look at.
Oh, alright, well, look, we're thinking of staying there tonight anyway, so it'll be safe tonight, and then we can, keep an eye on it from there on.
Did I tell my ex-fiance to meet me in the guild place or in the orphanage? Like, which I have a feeling I gave my ex-fiance the orphanage's information.
Yep.
Yep, okay. So that might be something we have to deal with too. The triad, my ex-fiance and Kiki's brother all show up at the same time, and I'm just like,
I mean,
I see what I've done.
yeah,
Oh.
you did say, hey, how did they know where the orphanage was, and how did they know my real name?
That would explain a lot.
If my ex-fiance worked for Mordecai.
Yep.
Oh.
Jen, I see you're trying to hold that poker face so bad.
God fucking damn it.
Varric, I do have one question that doesn't... It's not about the triad, actually, at all.
There is no such thing as bad questions. Go ahead.
I see that you have quite amount of power. Is there a possibility you can make scrolls?
I do have quite some expertise in magic, for the sake of my profession, yes. I could write down some scrolls, depends on the time. Those are very, very tight. I will be honest, it is so difficult to have the magic stay on the scroll. Do you know how tough it is to have ink just infuse slowly magic on a piece of paper destined to be destroyed? It breaks my heart.
Oh, Varric, you're kinda losing it.
Correct. The answer is yes.
It's the only time I've ever heard him swear at you guys.
Oh.
I am
okay.
sorry. I am sorry. I have very strong opinions about this.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry about what I'm going to ask you, but do you know of a spell called, Silver, forgot it, hold up.
Sorry, when you said swearing from Varric, all I'm thinking is just like he casts a spell from a scroll, and as he does, he just finishes up by going, "Oh, Applejacks!" that's his harshest curse.
I would 100% believe that. I'm actually blacking out. I can't remember the spell names. Hold
Hang on. Yeah, if you can describe it, I can probably remember.
It was the one Mordecai used.
Oh,
The
he was the one
simulacrum?
who was
So,
simulacrum. Yes,
Ancient
simulacrum.
door?
Yeah, yeah.
yes,
That was unlucky.
do you know of it?
No, what?
Simulacrum.
Do I? He seems to be struck by a moment of inspiration. Yes. Yes, I do. I am familiar with the spell. It's a very powerful spell. Yes, it's a very powerful spell. Granted, it's not one I am very familiar with using, nor have I ever really cast at all in my life. But I'm familiar with it.
Yeah, that's the one where you can make a fake you, yeah?
Yes, it was the one Mordecai used against us the first time we fought.
Yeah.
Well, I will be honest, I appreciate you as people, but I know what the spell can procure and produce, and it is not exactly... Well, it is stable magic, but it is also very binding to the one who casts it.
That is why I would be asking you to make a scroll, not to cast it.
That is a very expensive endeavor.
I know.
Would giving you that plate that I used to wear.
Correct, I have gotten results back
Can-
from that. To answer first of all your
No,
question.
no, no. I mean, can we give you that plate as a payment for that scroll?
Woo!
The DM's dead. We won.
Give me a second.
Act. Do you need to go scream into a corner for a moment?
No, I need to check something.
That's where you get the Scooby-Doo bag where he screams into the bag and then rolls it. And then they open it later and the scream comes out.
Because, like, Simulacrum costs about, I believe, for spell scribing, it costs about 350 gold. I could be wrong on that.
Was it?
The simulacrum has a cost, but the production of a scroll still has costs.
I know.
Yeah. So, actually, no, sorry. It's the cost of
Time.
the ruby plus the level of the spell, I believe.
And time. This will take a long time to make. Like,
Yes, so for the spell itself, I need 1,500
yeah.
powdered ruby.
This is an 8th level spell, isn't it? What
Seventh.
level is it? 7th. 7th actually
Yep,
is a lot
7th
better.
spell.
Uh-huh.
Yep. It's not as bad as something like, say, Anti-Magic Field, which would be, oh boy.
It's gonna take a really longer time.
Yeah, so this would be very rare. So the DC would be 18. That's not really affects. It doesn't really affect anything. Yeah, so it'd just be a very rare item. So that'd be where your cost.
Technically speaking, the plate is also very rare. However, Varric will now give you the bad news, Lupus. Actually, I was just about to tell you regarding your armaments. The Expedition Guild would like to withhold these cursed armaments so that they don't fall into the wrong hands.
Yeah. Alright. Can I at least get the belt back?
The belt is examined as fair, and I do have it on me.
Wearing
Is
it
he
on.
wearing it?
No, he's not. He's not wearing the relic. Buff as fuck, yeah.
You seem a bit sturdier than normal.
I am a block of muscle. No, he has it on him as in, like, you would have an item on you.
Yes. Okay.
So it's not.
However, you would be compensated for bringing this accursed artifact into the Expedition Guild regardless. Now, the costs of creating such a scroll is very high. And I'm not talking about monetary cost, I'm talking about time.
How long are we talking?
A year, I'm guessing.
Not so much, but kind of. It'll take about 7 months.
Yeah.
Oh,
Should I endeavor on this?
it's a really long time.
At least if I take my time for it, because I do have other things to procure. Granted, I could shorten it.
Well, this isn't something I necessarily need, but are we in a hurry to do the tournament? We have a lot of things we
Oh,
still
no.
need to do in here.
I know, the tournament it can wait because seriously, it's one of those things you can enter when you want and die when you want in there. That's kind of an old saying in there, but yeah, we have time for that.
Look, 7 months is a really long time. Like, do you think you want to wait that long?
Well, it will be with stops, breaks, sleeping, walking, and other things. If I didn't have additional effort, I could probably procure it quicker. I could hire some additional assistance from other members of the guild, but still comes the monetary requirement. However,
Yeah. Also, we want you to be able to sleep.
Yes.
Well, I appreciate that. Surprisingly, I've heard that sentence a few too many times as of late.
I think you should listen to those who say it.
Yeah.
Varric is such a fucking mood.
In time, I might. For now, you help me out with my... Alright, I have a proposition.
I do also have an idea that you might be interested in.
Let's just hear both of them. Kiki first.
So, there is a stone, very, very ancient, that is currently in the possession of the Magistratum. And I want to study it. There is not records of this thing, and I am not quite sure what it is, but it is very powerful. I think you might be interested in that as well.
That does interest me. Like, immediately the moment you mention something that's very powerful and not on record, that sounds very interesting. Certainly. What kind... Do you know what kind of stone this is?
Well, I also forgot its name, so,
Stone of Gorin.
Yep, that one.
Yep, hang on. I've got the exact name here in my notes. Give me a sec.
Like, I do have it in my notes,
Sorry,
it's just
stone-
somewhere.
Yeah, Stone of Galore. That's the name.
Yes.
Stone of Galore. I heard of it.
Left nut of Thunderbottom.
I don't believe I have. Oh.
I do.
He seems to be thinking...
I do know that it's connected to something way more ancient than anything. Older than elves.
I am
older than
interested.
vampire.
Well, how can I help you with that?
Well, that would be mostly to sweeten the deal with the scroll, but
Oh! Well, what can I say? Such a stone sounds interesting.
Man whispers to Gripthot, yeah, she said
Well-
she's speaking his language now.
I am willing. I'm willing to have the fact that you brought the plate in for safekeeping to pay for the costs of the production of the scroll. However, the time requirement is not something I'm just willing to do as a whim. I will be honest, it is difficult.
I know
However,
it's a lot to ask.
However, I have a proposition, and if you if you're all willing, on helping me with my little... Well, little is a bit of an understatement. I think you might be able to help me with a personal endeavor.
Oh, what do you want to do?
Well, not now. First, the immediate problem of being threatened by a criminal organization. That has to be dealt with.
Oh, okay. So we
Well-
sort them out and then we can talk about this, yeah?
Correct. So let's first make sure that we're not hunted by people who want to kill us and very possibly raise us into undeath. To do that again, probably. And let's focus on trying to, well, stay alive and not do that. You head over towards the town, and I will remain here to watch over Lady Persephone's orphanage. Van will make sure that you are escorted with safety. I have a little thing about it.
That sounds lovely.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So we'll head out with the monkey. We're
Onyx.
We're going.
And Onyx jumps onto Varric. If one of you can actually speak with this little beautiful friend, I will be able to communicate with you directly, as he will be speaking. Well, I will be speaking through him for all intents and purposes, but.
Is that asphalt?
Yeah. You speak monkey, don't you?
I think we could just speak common, guys.
Oh, okay.
He seems to get the gist. I give him a cashew, and then I say what I need to Varric, and it seems to get through.
Oh, I will be able to understand. I won't have an issue.
Fucking Varric just withholds the fact that the cashews are not essential to the process, but yeah.
Man doesn't need to know that.
Yeah.
You're perfectly right, Van.
That is absolutely essential. It doesn't work unless you give him the cashew. That is how that works.
That is a wizard caring for the familiar. You be on your way then. Thank you for informing me. I appreciate the honesty and the urgency. This is no laughing matter.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll get the things down in the town shortly out, and then we can probably have more talks about whatever thing you want to get done.
I worry not about what you're heading over to the town. You have told me nothing about it, but I am very certain it's probably something very important to you. So, understandable. Oh, and do me a favor.
Huh?
Do me just one favor. Be safe.
Oh yeah, you too.
Same.
Also, go to sleep, please.
I refuse. He looks at you straight in the eyes with defiance and a smile.
Like, big grin on his face, eyes are full of determination. I refuse.
He's got almost no concept of time.
I am this close to wanting to use Modify Merit to be like, you want to go to sleep.
You want to
No,
take a
you-
nap.
You need sleep the spell, and you need it at a
I don't
high
have
level
it.
cast.
Now on you go. We have plenty of things to do. And
Alright.
I don't know what would be something funny that I think about.
Hmm?
Just imagine an assassin stalking, waiting for Varric to sleep. God, you see him?
It's like,
God damn it!
I'll strike
man
him when
doesn't-
he falls asleep. Why isn't he falling asleep?
You see a year
So-
later.
When the assassin just happened to pass out from exhaustion.
sleep. Anyway, so with your little trip by Varric done and done for, where do you want to go now?
Blacksmith.
Forge.
Oh,
Good.
and sorry, just for housekeeping there, did Lupus get the belt?
Yes, you got your Bolt of Fire Giant Strength back as well. Just hand it over to you.
Alright, go ahead and reattune to that one, my dude.
As you're heading towards the blacksmith to receive a very nice gift.
Dragon stuff.
Dragon stuff.
Dragon stuff.
Dragon stuff.
Dragon
What the fuck is happening?
Dragon sequel.
Dragon sequel.
I'm excited.
Dragon sequel. There it is. Alright, so now it is important to know that making you with the blacksmith takes no time at all. Because you arrive and your weapon is prepared.
Nice.
You're also looking for the upgrade to the armor.
So there was the upgrade to the armor, the sickle, and also the 2 cloaks that they were sorting out first.
And also my +2 armor.
The +2 armor.
Higher AC than Grimthod.
Yeah, +2 armor is not for leather, right? You paid for it?
What?
Have you
I think you already paid for it.
Yeah, you've already paid for the armor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
No, it would have been hold up. Studded.
Yeah,
Yes,
I know.
studded
It's
+2.
studied +2, so
Yes.
very well. The armor was already kind of sort of prepared, so you just handed the armor. It is leather armor studied +2. The weapon, you're given.
Excuse me?
This is a Dragon Edge sickle,
Holy
made from the harvested remains of a fallen dragon. The first time you hit a creature on your turn with this weapon with an attack that has advantage, basically flanking, or just any type of advantage, the draconic magic comes forth, dealing 86 damage of the original dragon's elemental type. Not necrotic, it's lightning.
Oh, necrotic. Yes, it's
No,
the original.
It's the original. They have washed off the necrotic, curse effect off of it, and it deals pure lightning damage when you strike at it with a good strike.
I love the idea of them just having a bucket of necrotic bullshit. It's just like, hey, we need to clean all this off, so we just got this bucket of necrotic now. We don't know what to do with it.
We destroyed all the streets on poor chap walking by.
And we
It's in
face
a
off
city,
against.
They can't just get rid of it.
Yeah.
Is it a +1 sickle then?
No, the dragon you fought was young.
Oh, it's young. Oh, okay.
So this
So
is
it's
it's a sickle with
+3?
it doesn't have a it doesn't have a bonus to hit. Just whenever you hit with advantage, it deals another d6 damage. The good part about it is that it does not require attunement.
and it
Oh,
is magical. For the
hell
purpose,
yeah.
It is magical for the purposes of overcoming.
It is
damage
also magical for the
right?
purpose of overcoming resistance. Yeah, so you can just wield this as a weapon however you want. Like, yeah, this is just a fine ass weapon. Like, if you got like a dragon of an older age, it would be badass. But when's that gonna happen?
Not yet.
Yeah.
Probably soon.
So that's the studded leather armor. That's the weapon. You were looking for the cloak from the wings, didn't you?
Yes, we got 2 cloaks out of the wings, if memory serves.
Yeah. Yes, you did. How much time has passed? My mind is racing.
I think it's been a week.
It's been a
Yeah,
week,
it's like, oh,
but they
close
are
to a week.
people. All right. One of the cloaks is done. The other one needs
Okay.
like a day.
Sure. I mean,
they're in the process of tanning.
Cool. I mean, like, we can pop back tomorrow before we head off because we're spending the night in the orphanage. So.
Sure.
But let's at least get a look at the first one.
So this cloak. This cloak does require attunement and grants you resistance to. Unfortunately, they couldn't get the necrotic effect off of it, so it does grant you resistance against necrotic damage.
I mean, I don't think we're gonna complain about that.
And yeah, and once per day, you can basically fly up to 40 feet as part of your move action, giving you a major jump.
How do they land?
Is it like they would float down, or
Yeah, is it feather falls down, or is it you
that's the
jump
other
up
thing.
and then-
It's not. Here's the fun part. You don't know.
Okay, we can test
like
that.
Like, if you fall down a tree and you're falling, and you have it, do you? Like,
If you're falling
fly
and you have it and you
down,
give
or-
yourself flying speed, you will descend. If you
No,
want.
but if you already used the flying speed already,
Then you will fall down.
then you will plummet. Okay.
That sounds painful.
Alright. I'll just put it into a handout real quick for anyone who wants
Sure. So, who wants to take the necrotic resistance?
So we're gonna
That's
have
for
two of them,
Kiki
right?
and Socks. Remember?
Sounds good.
Okay, that's all my attunement slots then.
Okay. Do we want to throw this one, since we're waiting on the second one, and we might get attacked tonight, do we want to throw the first one onto Kiki or onto Socks? Or is it Kiki or Persephone?
What am I getting?
The cloak of resistance to necrotic energy and the ability to fly for a turn.
So there's gonna be two, but for one day we will have only one, so we have to decide which one gets it.
Yeah.
Up to you. You got fancy armor. I got this cool sickle.
How much is Biduk?
Yeah. I think the big question is how important it is
resistant
to
to
you,
lightning.
the movement to you, do you think?
It's not that. I would be wearing it purely for aesthetic, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah.
I've also
I would
think
have a
only
few
used.
books, so.
I've only used one of my attunement slots too, so.
Yeah, okay, for the one night then you have it.
Cool.
Alright. So. You pop by the blacksmith to receive your goods, and by the next day you will also receive the cloak.
Alright.
One
Are
thing,
you-
one thing. By any chance, do you think later next week when we're back from doing our thing, can you turn this armor into a full plate?
What kind of armor is it?
It's mithril split plate. Or split mail.
Yeah.
There's a. What kind of armor is it? Splint armor?
Drill.
Yeah, it's mithril splint armor.
Yeah.
Yikes. Yeah, the cast of splint armor. In a week?
Not in
No,
a
as
week.
in-
I mean, after a week. After
Yeah,
we.
When we come back after a week.
Probable.
I mean, if we're gonna spend some time in here.
We're gonna at least spend at least a month in here. That's why I say.
Yeah, doable. Will cost you.
Obviously. How much are they gonna quote us for that one?
Well, give me a second, I'll calculate it.
Sure.
Because the armor already exists, you are just adding up to it.
Hopefully the guys that show up tonight have a lot of coins in their pockets.
Yeah. By the way, Socks, you know you can throw in the d6 as a second damage dice that rolls automatically with the first.
I have to set it up on D&D Beyond, since I'm using Beyond 20 to make
makes
rolls
sense.
and stuff.
You're gonna need to
That's gonna
pay
take a second.
1,800 gold.
Okay, but that's doable.
I mean, yeah, we can pull from the group kitty for that one, honestly.
Alright.
But
it just assumes you're not paying the triad out of spite, not because you don't have the money.
Yeah. I mean,
we only got 5,000, man.
But also, he's not wrong.
Yeah.
He approves. Don't get me wrong. He approves.
But yeah, we'll obviously we'll pop back in a week and we'll pay them.
Yeah,
and
they
handle
will
the
need the
split
armor
for that.
to work on it. So
yeah, so we'll pop back in a week, leave the armor with them, and they can get started on it.
All right.
So that's for the future.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you're
Yeah,
not
yeah.
leaving the armor with them right now.
No.
No,
No, we're going to.
fights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else anyone wants to do before you make your way over towards Drewford?
No,
I
we're
think
going to the orphanage.
we're staying the night at the orphanage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
for
go
tomorrow, I
for
mean, because you
tomorrow.
will rest and...
Yeah.
No.
I
I
should
know, do
probably
we-
figure out what spells I need.
Just slight metagaming, but do we want to advise the orphanage staff to maybe be ready in case of an attack to move the kids outside? Like maybe just give them an evacuation plan?
I assumed we would. If I'm being, I just kind of figured we'd get back there,
I
we'd
mean,
fill in
they
your
probably-
brother on this situation because he's chilling.
Yeah. But I mean, they probably have like, you know, like a fire escape plan.
Yeah, like
So we just make sure that they know it.
Be ready to do a fire drill. Totally a fire drill, not an actual fire.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Fill them in.
Alright.
Fill your brother in. Because he's still there.
Yeah, good.
The staff seems to be taking the orders quite well. They already do have a fire drill, because one of the children in the orphanage is like has like little sorcery powers and tends to burn a few things from time to time.
Aw,
For a second, I
baby.
thought you were meant to say one of the kids has an
I know.
arsonist problem.
No. The child in specific has a tendency to just light stuff on fire when he touches them.
Oh my god.
Baby boy.
Jen, is this the concept I had for one of my backup characters I told you about?
Tiny child. I'm
Because
in love.
I had a backup character who was a sorcerer whose entire deal was that he accidentally burnt down his house.
Send in the orphanage for that.
The other thing is that they're gonna rearrange the basement if that's the case, just so there are no supplies in there that would take space.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Because they have a lot of
Again.
supplies in there that take space.
Yeah, over the next month we'll do the full expansion plan with Stone Shape. But
Your
for now-
brother, Kiki, is not very happy about being roped into a defense of an orphanage.
But the
Well-
optics are so good.
Kylan, I don't know what to tell you when people come and tell you they want to kill you and burn the children. I don't know what you want us to
How the fuck did you make so many enemies?
We actually don't
People
know.
do-
We actually don't know
Actually-
why Mordecai
What do-
hates
what do
us
you
so
mean you
much.
don't know?
Actually, it
really
was
does
an
have a point.
accident. We kind of ran into them, and then they started killing us.
And that's the problem, isn't it? We never ran into Mordecai. We only ever interacted with Durant. So why did Mordecai hate us so much?
Well, we ran into Durant, but what if they were Mordecai's men from the beginning?
Yeah, could have been his guys.
Well, what matters now is
Or
that
what if Durant brainwashed Mordecai and was like, "Oh no, actually, you're angry at these people," and he was like, "Okay."
Yeah, and he like gave him an armor that made him all fucked up in the head and shit.
And also, Grim thought you did challenge him.
Yeah, I did do that.
But he hated us before that.
Yeah, because like he already took Toothy out before that, so like he was already pretty pissed before that point.
all right, I'll help.
Honestly, I don't actually know what we did in this instance.
All right,
That is very
yes.
valid, but we always run into Durant, not Mordecai.
Yeah, like, I think basically from the point that we were in the jungle, right? After we fucked with Durant with the crystal and all that sort of stuff, right? After that point, we started hearing that Mordecai was coming after us. That was when right before we went into Solario. So that was about the point that Mordecai came into the picture and had basically decided, fuck these guys in particular, to us. We never really got
He
a reason
was-
as to why.
So,
I think he was the crystal guy.
no,
He
that was
was
Durant.
gathering.
That was
So-
Durant.
No,
Yeah,
no.
'cause-
But like Mordecai's play, like, oh no, Mordecai was just gathering brutes to beat
Yeah.
us up for some reason.
Yeah.
So what I'm gathering is that it was a professional thing until Grimnod called him a chicken shit, and then it became personal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
But I mean,
That's wild.
the dispute between us and Triad is just because we ran into them when we were in the woods.
Yeah, on accident.
Yes. No one's
We're
at their
just
best
like,
when they're camping.
that's just some cold stuff, and they were stealing like books and shit, so we killed them.
Was
And they
that?
killed our friend.
Well, hang on, was the book shit them, or was it? I thought the tree was them.
No, the bookstore was also them.
Okay.
It was both. It was like the same cult.
Okay. Cool.
God, I wonder what's up with Jade. We just kind of left.
Yep. Fucked with this town, then pissed off.
Galen
Have
takes
we
all of
made
this into
any place
account.
better where we have been.
I taught children how to lockpick.
Have
And
we
steal
made
from
any
people.
place better where we have been?
I mean, I made the orphans more sustainable, you know?
We got
No,
rid of the
but
big
like
one.
as
We-
in the group.
We got rid of the big one when he was fucked up. So that was better than when we got there, right?
We did get rid of the elder Arakokra who,
Yeah, but he was an arsehole.
but they didn't realize it.
Yeah. But that's better, because it's good that their boss, now their boss is gone. When he was being an arsehole, they didn't know he was being an arsehole.
Have we actually done a lot of good?
Are we the bad guys?
I don't think we're necessarily.
Well, hang
Bad,
on.
but-
We fucked up the dragon giant thing, right? That was fucking with people. That was a good thing, right?
Right.
We got rid of the cult that was fucking up with the town. They were going to really mess up the town, and they were fucking with the people, trying to get a war going between the guys living in the forest and the guys living in the town. We stopped that. You know?
And we lost Borealis.
Yeah. We let the demon go, but then we killed it, and we got rid of it. It's gone now. Keeps
But it
turning up
also
again.
killed a bunch of people, and it killed me.
Yeah.
Yeah, to
but,
do that.
but, you know, we got rid of it, I guess.
Then we went to talk to the nobleman, who died.
Yeah, that was the man of plenty. That's not our fault.
It's not, but because we went there, he died.
Yeah,
Because we did.
Well, we made sure
but
that, like, we made sure that Flamey Goat and Charmy Goat weren't getting controlled by your man anymore. The man of plenty, like, we freed them. You know?
What if
we-
the man
oh,
of plenty
we shaved-
is?
Huh?
What if the man of plenty is fucking with the triad and we just got caught in the middle of it all?
I'm thinking
Yeah.
it does seem like he's connected to them, but
We shaved Old Goat and all of his friends from the Empire Lady.
We really
Because
haven't done
remember-
anything to truly piss them off. The way that they are coming after us.
well, we have been fucking up with Duran's plans, but
Sometimes people just take an extreme dislike to you. There's nothing you can do about it.
I mean, all that crystal stuff just seems to fuck stuff up, and we've been destroying a bunch of them, so that's got to be good too, right?
I mean, to be fair, if holy water is what destroys your crystals, like, what did you expect? Like, you would just need any old cleric or a priest. It doesn't even necessarily need to be a cleric. A paladin
but
could do it.
Who was dumb enough to go in the middle of the jungle?
No, that was us.
Yeah. Well, we went through the jungle, and we killed the big one when it was all fucked up.
And we lost Mako.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah. And then, we stopped the bird, fucked him up. Then, don't think we did anything in the town up north. I think we just sort of went through.
We went to Solario, and there were the orcs.
Yeah, they were the orcs. They were like striking up a deal with the red orcs, and we kind of like let them know that hey, they're betraying you and shit. So we stopped the dark orcs from fucking shit up there. And then we killed the dragon and helped out not one Arco, so that's a good thing. We helped Imish, because that bastard with the weird woody arm,
Dude.
he was fucking shit up. He was messing with people and killing people and stuff like that, so we stopped him.
He's also very arrested.
Yeah.
We got pretty well paid for that.
And yeah, I mean, like, cause like the thing that the fire marshal was doing in the pit, that was like throwing good people in, wasn't it? He was like throwing people in, they're getting killed in the pit. So we stopped that.
Yes,
That's not happening
but
anymore.
do you remember how we got into the jungle in the first place?
We stopped the vampire lady, and then the guy let us go through a tunnel.
Yes, but do you know what happened when we were talking to that person?
Oh yeah, that pit. I didn't like that.
Persephone did it. We entered. I think it was like a. Not a
was like
mafia boss.
It was like a fire pit, like what Fiery Bastard had. Yeah.
Yes. Except he was using dinosaurs in there. And I say we, I mostly mean Coda, did throw the messenger in there.
Yeah.
Oh, did you kill Mordecai's messenger?
Yeah. Chiefy got threw him in there with the dinosaur. I didn't
Why
like
did you
that.
kill the messenger?
Well, we kind of couldn't stop it after he was thrown in.
Yeah,
Why did
at
he
that point,
get thrown? What? Okay, backtrack a little bit. Why did Coda throw the messenger in the pit?
He
I
wanted
think
to.
he didn't like that he was threatening us, so he threw him in.
I just want to retcon that messenger's last words while he went into the pit were, "Don't kill the messenger."
No, his last words were.
You just see Persephone do this, like.
Yeah. His last words were, "Oh God, please don't kill me."
Yeah. Well, technically,
That was
his
really-
last words were like. "Ah!"
That's not words.
We could have avoided all this by
Simple.
simply not killing the messenger.
You think that's
They
what
shouldn't
pissed
have
him off?
threatened us. Nah.
Well, there's no
You
sense
don't-
crying over dead messengers.
But that's the thing in general. You tend to not kill the messenger because then that sends a message that we don't give a shit about you or your threats. So come at us because we've killed the man you've sent to warn us. Which is
Yeah.
why I also was more comfortable letting the old man leave. Because I would rather not that threat be made good on.
Galen's just sitting at the back.
Oh yeah, sorry Galen.
Yeah,
Welcome
you've
to
been,
us regaling
just-
everything.
Like Kiki had kind of told everything, but this is a bit more
Okay.
detailed version.
Galen, but am I wrong? Am I wrong? You don't kill the messenger, right? That sends a message in itself. Like, you don't do that,
I
right?
will be honest.
Would you have Galen? No!
No,
God!
no, not that. I will be honest. I can see my father's disappeal on adventuring. Well,
I mean, I don't think everything we've done has been good, but I think we've done a lot of good. I think there's a lot of stuff we did there. Like I talked through all that stuff, and there was a lot of good stuff in there. You know?
sure. Well,
You just.
Oh.
you
We are
killed
technically, yeah, from a criminal organization.
okay.
That's the-
First
But-
off,
No,
first
but
off,
that doesn't make it okay.
we are not criminals. All right,
Yeah.
that is a lie.
Wait, are you with the triad?
No,
I think the
what?
Farragut was talking. I think the Farragut was talking about the triad.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
not talking about your family. Your family's
duh.
wonderful, lovely. We're talking about it. But that's
Talking
the
about
thing. You killed someone who was, for all intents and purposes, innocent in all this. Who was simply delivering a message.
Well, that's not a good idea. In general, killing people tends to be not good for business. If you're killing the messenger of someone who has a lot of influence, on the other hand, and you do it in a fashion that says, well, I want to piss you off, and you proceed to cause trouble for them, well, you become a problem at that
Well,
pace.
we haven't tried to out of our way to go against them.
I don't know.
That's
I don't know what you've done, and from what I'm understanding, I think it might have been better for my own safety if I didn't know. To an extent.
For what it's worth, you've all become someone's personal project, and now it's time to deal with it.
That sounds horrifying. Thank you.
Galen, how good are you at keeping a secret?
From who? The family? Should I not tell them?
From everyone except the people in this room.
What will happen if I talked?
I don't know.
You know what happens to messengers around here.
Oof.
No.
Okay.
I don't.
No.
Shouldn't
I-
shouldn't I
this-
warn mother? Shouldn't I warn father? Shouldn't I warn Iago? Leave them in the dark?
I wasn't lying when I told that I did meet with Kayani, and I think she might have been the one taking out the money in my name. But I think from the triad, there is 3 people who are in control of the whole thing.
I wasn't mad at you because you were lying. I was mad at you because you didn't show any evidence of it. You just came into the home, strode right in, and put all of the fault upon your sister without anything to prove it.
But I can't prove it. It wasn't me either. Garden, in about a week and a half, I will meet with her again. Come with me, please. I want you to meet her.
I'll think about it.
But you mustn't tell that she is still in here. I don't exactly know where she is. And I don't want her to come here because they don't know she is one of the leaders of the triad, and I intend to keep it that way until I know what her intentions are.
Make a persuasion check.
Where is it? 21.
Dang.
But this is family business, so I think you should know.
Okay. You're a pretty good friend to your friends, but you're a terrible sister. He stands up from the chair and walks out of the room.
Oh, Galen,
I'm,
wait.
I'm trying to be better.
And he walks out of the room. Yasna, on the other hand, who has been in the room like for the entirety of this, is this...
Oh yes, Yasna.
Lady
Persephone works.
Lady
Lady Persephone.
Lady Persephone.
Yes.
I will not tell us all. I will not tell us all.
Well, we will know if you tell so.
No, Kiki, stop. Just
I'm not.
stop.
What?
I trust you inexplicably. You've been literally one of the few people here who hasn't fucked me over, excluding my friends, obviously. I mean, you know what happened. I'm just so
understand.
tired.
Of course.
But it's good to know we have people on our side.
I'm giving her 100 gold. I don't
need the coin.
Shh. This is for the stress. This isn't, I'm not paying you up. This is literally for the stress of everything that's been happening lately that I have not been here for. This isn't me buying you off. This isn't anything like that. Just take it. Do what you will with it. You have been through too much.
Can I spend the coin as I see fit?
Of course.
Thank you.
I need to lie down. Persephone's just having a time finding out you killed the fucking messenger. Now nobody told her that.
Yeah.
Oh my
Was
god.
she there?
Should I
Holy
prepare?
shit, she wasn't there. She wasn't there for
wasn't-
that.
Nope.
She came
She missed that bit.
to Solaria. No, not in Solaria, the jungle.
I just kind of stumbled into the jungle.
Actually,
Trying to track y'all.
I think it's likely that you because that was how we got into the jungle. So yeah, you completely missed that part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Riptide will turn over to is it Jazza?
yes, no.
Yes, no.
Yes.
Turn over to Jazza. Like, boy, I don't think we've actually met before. Oh, I'm Grimford.
Greetings. Yes, not copy.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Likewise. You grip her. She has a bit of physical strength to her, but not nearly as much as yours.
Okay. Oh, you got a good grip.
Well, when you're working with children,
Yeah, I'll get that. I can carry 8.
I saw.
All the clenched fists.
I will prepare some rooms for you then, if that's the case.
Oh, thanks. Well, actually, we're thinking of camping out the front, just in case, so that we're ready and stuff, if something happens,
Certainly.
I think it's better if two of us are on the roof.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Very well. So, you proceed to go then outside, setting up a camp on the yard of your orphanage, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask for a group perception check for the rest of the night, as you are gonna be keeping watches.
I'm
Sure.
also gonna put
I'm guiding
River on the
myself.
top.
Okay.
Oh boy, Grimthought is fucking on point tonight.
Jesus
Sweat.
God
Christ.
damn!
11.
Yeah, you're pretty shaken. Definitely. Ashfall? Are you just resting?
Yeah, he's probably just resting after everything.
Dear
Lupus,
God.
my
Especially if
god!
he's doing nothing but digging damn tunnels.
Hey, don't forget.
Oh,
Oh
fuck.
yeah.
Hard labor. He's just in the basement going.
Yeah, you just emerge out of the basement, rolling in sweat. The rest of, and you have your very well-deserved rest as
Ashfall gets chalky milk. But the good kind,
Yeah.
you know?
Just all the magic is
Good
gone, so he's just like,
chocolate milk.
oh, shovel time. Shovel. Shovel.
You don't have to do it all tonight, no!
We have a month, my dude!
We have so long.
This has to be fireball proof.
Oh god.
I'm gonna give you an inspiration point for that.
Yeah.
Now, that's a character trait shining, right? There's like, magic's gone.
One thing, since that I'm
It's like, okay. Oh, the magic's not working. Where's the shovels?
Oh my god.
Oh my god, I just realized something. The two people who nat 20 are the people who only need to sleep or like rest for 4 hours.
Yep. So for the most
We
part,
have the entire night covered with nat 20s.
yeah, you're fine, as most of you are keeping a watch diligently through the night. There are multiple like guard shifts that are passing by on the street, just patrolling, and you notice that some of them are like looking at the people at the roof with confusion. Only one of them kind of like shouted at you like, "Hello, hello." You had a conversation on why you were at the roof. If you were like breaking in anything.
It's like
Persephone would
somebody
like come out and be like, "Yes, hello. They are hired help. They are guards. We are experiencing some issues. Some kids are being rambunctious, trying to sneak out. It's fine."
one thing. How
We have
hard
the
is
building,
it
don't
to
worry.
swim?
Alright.
Wait, Jen, how hard is it to swim? Because I'm matching the roof.
Oh yeah,
Lupus is just fucking invisible.
yeah.
It looks like the slate.
Probably you're not the one seeing. Probably it's your companion that is like on the roof.
Yeah, just Grimpod sitting on the roof. Like
Horror.
a fucking gargoyle.
Horror. But the night does pass, and you don't see any activity that really threatens your institution in an orphanage. Though there is one point in the middle of the night where you do notice one of the children just wandering the hall, and one of you has to go to just tell it a bedtime story, as most of the staff are asleep. But yeah, that's basically it. You wake up on the next morning, a bit tired from keeping an eye out.
But everybody's fine.
Ashwell, you
Nobody
wake up with a bit of just a sour shoulder from the digging with the shovel. You're a bit physically and magically exhausted. But everyone wakes up without much of an issue, and this is where we're going to be ending the session for today.
All right.
Hey.
Next session, Drewford.
Oh my
Woo.
god, we're getting all our side quests out of the way. We're almost done.
Let's get some healing magic on the druid's blistered hands, please.
Yeah. Persephone just comes down with like 2 coffees. Like, here you go, cure wounds. God,
A
why is
little
it-
liquor into his coffee.
it's so
for him.
I feel like it's in a basement. He's just like sitting there, like shirtless. He's gotten like 30 feet into the wall by now.
Somebody was like, what the
Thank you for watching.
Oh my god.
Yes. Thank you for watching, everyone.
Thank you for
Yeah,
watching.
thanks,
Get ready for coming.
Like,
Thank you.
subscribe,
We love you.
smash the subscribe button, and I will go to hell